Would you die for your nation? The tragedy of loyalty in Fullmetal Alchemist. Is a nation worth a life? The central question of Fullmetal Alchemist. Have you ever asked this question? Would you die for your country? In Fullmetal Alchemist, this isn't just a background idea. It's the core dilemma, haunting every major character. Soldiers fight for the flag. Alchemists obey the state. But what if that state demands innocent lives? Can justice exist in a system that sacrifices its people? Or is obedience just a mask for guilt? This isn't fantasy, it reflects real history, real wars, where nations demand everything, even your soul. So tell me, would your culture say yes? Or never? The Ishvalan War, a fictional war with real consequences. It's just anime, right? But the Ishvalan War feels disturbingly real. A desert people, their culture, faith, and lives, erased in the name of peace. Soldiers followed orders, but who gave those orders? And who paid the price? This fictional war mirrors real ones. From the Holocaust to Hiroshima, Rwanda to Afghanistan. Genocide, racial hatred, blind obedience. These aren't fantasy. They're human history. Fullmetal Alchemist makes you look again at the cost of power and the silence of those who survive. How far can a state go before it becomes the enemy of its own people? Soldiers or sinners? The burden of obedience. Can you be guilty for simply following orders? That's the question haunting every soldier in this story. Roy Mustang killed countless people. He did it for his country. For peace, they said. But peace bought with genocide. Is that really peace? He can't sleep. He can't forget. His fire didn't just burn enemies. It scorched his soul. Is obedience an excuse? Or is it the beginning of guilt? In war, morality gets blurry. But the pain remains sharp, deep, personal. Can a hero also be a criminal? Fullmetal Alchemist refuses to give easy answers. State Alchemists' tools of justice or weapons of power. They wear a silver watch. They have the title of State Alchemist. To the public, they are heroes, scientists, defenders of peace. But beneath the medals lies something darker. They serve the military. They follow its orders, even if those orders mean killing. Even if those orders betray their values. Edward joined to find truth. But what if that truth is built on blood? Is power still noble when it answers to politics? Or does it become just another weapon? Fullmetal Alchemist asks us, can you be both free and bound at the same time? The Philosopher's Stone made of lies, built on sacrifice. It grants ultimate power. The Philosopher's Stone, every alchemist's dream. But do you know how it's made? Not with gold, not with science, but with lives, human lives. Each stone contains hundreds of souls, crushed, dissolved, erased. Power built on death. Is that still power? Or something far more terrifying? When Edward and Alphonse learn the truth, they can't accept it. They won't, because once you step on others to climb higher, you lose something you can't get back. This isn't just fantasy. History, too, has seen power bought with blood. So, how much would you sacrifice for something you desire? Scar versus Edward when justice collides with revenge. Is justice always pure, or can it be twisted by pain? Scar's people were slaughtered, his family, his brother gone in flame and ash. He kills State Alchemists, one by one, without mercy. To him, it's justice. To others, it's revenge. Edward sees the world differently. He seeks answers, not enemies. Both lost loved ones. Both carry deep scars inside and out. But one seeks destruction, the other, redemption. Here's a question. In your culture, is revenge ever justified? Can the victim become a hero, even if blood is spilled? Japanese culture and the collective self. Why sacrifice is not uncommon. Why do Japanese stories often include sacrifice? Why do heroes die smiling? In Japanese culture, the self is part of the group. Your actions reflect not just you but your family, your nation. Harmony is everything, and to protect harmony, one must sometimes disappear. In Fullmetal Alchemist, many characters die for others. They sacrifice their lives, without hesitation. To Western eyes, this might feel tragic, but in Japan, it feels noble, even beautiful. The collective self values the whole over the individual, not because the individual is weak, but because connection is strong. So in Japan, sacrifice isn't always a loss. Sometimes, it's the highest form of love. Western individualism versus Eastern loyalty, a clash of values. What matters more, your freedom or your duty? This is where cultures divide. In the West, freedom defines identity. You choose. You stand alone. You resist the crowd. But in the East, loyalty often comes first. To family, to group, to nation. In Fullmetal Alchemist, we see this tension. Edward defies the system. Scar is bound by his people. One fights for personal truth, the other for collective memory. Neither is wrong, but each sees the world through a different lens. When values clash, stories speak louder. They help us ask, what would we do? Would you walk alone for your own justice? Or stay with others, even when it hurts? Choosing to sacrifice when the individual makes the decision. It's one thing to be sacrificed. It's another to choose it yourself. In Fullmetal Alchemist, some characters don't just accept death, they walk toward it. Mace Hughes knew the risk, but he chose truth over safety, justice over silence. Riza Hawkeye protects Mustang not just with loyalty, but with her life, her will. These are not victims. They are agents of choice. Their sacrifices aren't commanded. They are decided, carried with pride, not regret. True power isn't in killing for the state. It's in standing for something, even if it costs you everything. When you choose to give, that gift becomes more than loss. It becomes meaning. What would you choose? The final dilemma. If your nation asked for a sacrifice, would you say yes? If your family were safe, but strangers had to die, would you agree? In Fullmetal Alchemist, no answer is simple. No hero is clean. No villain is pure. Everyone chooses, and every choice leaves a scar. That's why this story lasts. Because it dares to ask the hardest question. What do you believe in? What would you give to protect it? So now we ask you, if the cost of peace is someone else's pain, can you still call it peace? Tell us in the comments. What would you choose? This is just one example of Japan's unique way of thinking. Do people in your country do the same, or is it completely different? Drop your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you liked this, subscribe for a new video every day. See you tomorrow at the same time.